The first time his boss made him cry was over a missing spreadsheet, and Daniel Harris hated himself for it almost as much as he hated how she didn't even notice. He stood in the glass-walled conference room, fingers clenched around a lukewarm coffee, while Olivia Grant's heels clicked back and forth like a ticking clock counting down his dignity. She was brilliant, ruthless, and effortlessly composed, her dark hair pulled into a sharp bun that mirrored her personality. When she spoke, people listened. When she frowned, people panicked. And right now, she was frowning at him. "Daniel, I asked for this report yesterday," she said, her voice calm but cutting. "Not today. Yesterday." "I know," he replied, swallowing. "I had to leave early. My son." She lifted a hand, stopping him mid-sentence. Excuses don't change deadlines. Something in him cracked, not because she was wrong, but because she had no idea what his mornings looked like. No idea what it meant to juggle a demanding job with packed lunches, school drop-offs, and a 6-year-old who still woke up screaming from nightmares about a mother who never came home. "I'll have it on your desk in an hour," he said quietly. She nodded once and turned away, already done with him. That was how it always was. Olivia Grant drove him crazy. Daniel was a single dad by necessity, not choice. 2 years earlier, his wife, Emily, had died suddenly from an undiagnosed heart condition, leaving him alone with their son, Noah, and a grief that still felt too big to carry. He had taken the first stable job he could find to keep their lives from collapsing, landing at Grant & Company, a prestigious firm where Olivia reigned supreme. She didn't know he skipped lunch most days so Noah could have new sneakers. She didn't know he worked late at night after Noah fell asleep, laptop balanced on the edge of the bed. To her, he was just another employee who needed to keep up. At home, Noah sensed everything. He always did. "Did she yell at you again?" Noah asked one evening, sitting cross-legged on the floor with his toy dinosaurs. Daniel forced a smile. "She didn't yell. She's just intense." Noah frowned, serious beyond his years. "You shouldn't let people be mean to you." Daniel pulled him into a hug, breathing in the familiar scent of soap and crayons. Sometimes being strong means staying, even when it's hard. The challenges kept piling up. Noah's school called about missed homework. Daniel missed another deadline after Noah got sick with the flu. Olivia's patience wore thinner with each mistake, and the tension between them thickened like a storm cloud. One night, Daniel stayed late to finish a proposal, his eyes burning from exhaustion. Olivia stepped out of her office, surprised to see him still there. "You're still working?" she asked. He shrugged. "I'll finish soon." She hesitated, then said something unexpected. "You don't have to kill yourself for this job." The words startled him. He laughed bitterly. "With respect, Ms. Grant, that's kind of the culture you built." Her jaw tightened. "If you have something to say, say it." So he did. The truth spilled out before he could stop it. About Emily. About Noah. About the impossible balance he was failing to maintain. About how every mistake wasn't laziness but survival. When he finished, the silence was heavy. "I didn't know," Olivia said finally, her voice softer than he'd ever heard it. "You never asked," he replied, immediately regretting the edge in his tone. She didn't snap back. Instead, she nodded slowly. "You're right." From that night on, things shifted, but not easily. Olivia was still demanding, still precise, but she started noticing. She adjusted deadlines when she could. She asked about Noah, awkwardly at first, like someone learning a foreign language. Daniel didn't know what unsettled him more, her sudden kindness or the way he started seeing her differently. He noticed how tired she looked late at night, how she rubbed her temples when she thought no one was watching. He learned she had built her career after growing up with nothing, that control was her armor. She learned that Daniel's quiet resilience wasn't weakness but strength forged in loss. Then came the biggest challenge yet. Noah's school announced a father-son event scheduled on the same day as a critical client presentation. Missing it could cost Daniel his job. Missing the event would break Noah's heart. That morning, Daniel stood frozen in the hallway, tie in hand, guilt crushing his chest. "It's okay, Dad," Noah said bravely, though his eyes were glassy. "I know you're busy." Something inside Daniel broke again, but this time it hardened into resolve. He walked into Olivia's office. "I need the afternoon off," he said. "Today." She looked up, irritation already forming, then paused when she saw his face. "Why? My son needs me," he said simply. "And if that costs me this job, I'll understand." The room felt impossibly small. Olivia stood up slowly. "You're not losing your job," she said. "I'll handle the presentation." He stared at her. "You don't have to." "I know," she interrupted. "But I want to." That afternoon, Daniel cheered louder than any other dad, Noah's laughter ringing like music. For the first time in a long while, he felt like he was doing something right. When he returned to work the next day, the office buzzed with praise for Olivia's flawless presentation. She waved it off, but when Daniel thanked her, their eyes lingered a moment too long. The tension between them changed. It wasn't just boss and employee anymore. It was something unspoken, fragile, and terrifying. Then everything came crashing down. A rumor spread through the office, ugly and fast. Whispers that Daniel was getting special treatment. That his closeness to Olivia was unprofessional. Someone filed a complaint. Daniel was called into hour. He felt the old panic rise, the familiar fear of losing everything he'd worked for. Olivia confronted him afterward, furious. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I didn't know," he said. "But this is why I didn't want things to get complicated." Her anger faltered, replaced by something raw. "Do you think I helped you because I felt sorry for you?" He hesitated. "I don't know what to think." That hurt her more than any accusation. She pulled away, professional walls slamming back into place. The office became cold again, distant. Daniel considered quitting, convinced he'd ruined everything. One evening, as he packed up his desk, Olivia appeared. "You're not leaving," she said. "I don't belong here anymore," he replied. "I never really did." She shook her head. "You belong wherever you choose to stand." He looked at her, truly looked at her, and saw fear beneath her confidence. "I'm tired," he admitted. "Tired of fighting. Tired of pretending I'm okay." "So am I," she whispered. Before he could think, before doubt could stop him, she closed the distance between them and kissed him. It wasn't polished or planned. It was desperate and honest and full of everything they'd been holding back. When they pulled apart, the world felt different, like it had shifted on its axis. They didn't rush. They faced the challenges head-on, set boundaries, told the truth. Olivia addressed the rumors herself, owning her decisions with the same strength that had built her career. Daniel stayed, not because he needed the job, but because he finally felt seen. Months later, Noah asked a question that made Daniel's heart stop. "Is Olivia coming to dinner again?" he asked with a grin. Daniel smiled, warmth spreading through him. "If you want her to." Noah nodded enthusiastically. "She makes the house feel happy." Daniel realized then that happiness wasn't the absence of struggle. It was choosing to stay open despite it. Love didn't erase the past or the pain, but it made carrying it possible. And as he watched Olivia laugh with his son, the woman who once drove him crazy now standing at the center of his world, Daniel understood that sometimes, the hardest challenges lead you exactly where you're meant to be.